Yeah, and look, firstly, Gabby, it's obviously devastating news for her. But what I know about this club, Asif, is that we'll put the player at the centre of the medical attention she needs. She'll be loved. She'll have people around her. We'll make sure she rehabs and comes back stronger. Look, it was a non-contact, so it's obviously devastating news because she was playing so well. But she'll come back stronger. I have no doubt about that. And with Jade, look, I think it was important that people know that obviously when Jade came in, she'd had a cold, like a kind of flu-like cold the last 2 days before training. So she wasn't quite conditioned to come in, but obviously at that point she was the best person to come into that role. That's someone we tried to grow into that role. So she should be fine going into the PSG game. So I've got no concerns from that perspective. She's just going to need time to grow into games and so on. So all in all, we'll make sure Gabby's supported, loved, and we'll be there for her throughout the injury and rehabilitation. And obviously Jade should be ready to go. She's performed at the highest level, so she's ready to go. Yeah, look, from any knee, look, it's an ACL, Tom. And of course there are different degrees to ACLs. I think Gabby goes in today for an op. So we're looking at that, and so I'd always, and this is me, of course there are different time frames and different people, I'd always put 12 months on an ACL, and then we can work back from that, right? If you put it too early, then there's a rush to get things back. But like, if you put 12 months on and then we can cut backwards, then I think if we prepare for that, I think that's sensible. So from my perspective, she's just making sure Gabby's in a really good space, that she feels loved and supported at this moment. It's a horrific injury for a footballer, because it's just a period of time out. We have wonderful modern medicine, Tom, that can bring you back as good as you left the field. So, look, what I can... I've already spoken to Gabby. I spoke to her the day of, and I spoke to her yesterday, and I spoke to her this morning. So she's in good spirits, even as the news hits her. But what I can promise her, once she's had the op and she comes back in, she'll get the love and support. And pushing, Tom, there's loads of ways you can learn, as well as not just being on the field. So I can push her standards. I can expect more of her coming back. So while she's doing her rehab, she comes back strong. And we have a really good medical department. So she'll be well looked after. In all honesty, Tom, like I said this, and this is not me dodging the question. Right now, I've got a really big game to play for, so I'm not going to comment on what is or could or can be happening at the club. Once it happens, I'm happy to comment and I'm happy to have a conversation around it. But right now, and you'll know this, Tom, I'm fully focused on PSG. We fly today, so we're then going into Paris and we're going into one of the biggest games we've ever played. So that's my full focus right now. And obviously we'll address that as and when things happen.
Good.
I mean, maybe, right? Maybe. But that would be me trying to find an excuse before we actually go into an event, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be fully focused on exacting a game plan, trying to make sure that we are in the very best mindset going into this game. But yeah, look, ideally in future, and I can see we're probably going through what Chelsea and Arsenal went through last year and so on. So I can't really complain right now. We just got to get on with the task in hand, Jay.
Game.
Yeah,
I
would adapt the word maybe to us feeling we're favourites to we're very confident in our own ability. Like, I think that's different. I think if you go in favourites and you think you're favourites, you adapt slightly differently. So I don't think our players are very aware of their own capabilities. And they believe in themselves and they trust themselves, and they should. And I think that's a different mindset. We're going to go into this team against a very, very difficult team, knowing that we can win the game. But we will not put ourselves in a favourite mindset, because I don't like that. I think it can get complacent. But we'll put ourselves in we're going to give absolutely everything to try and progress, and we believe in ourselves. So yeah, we'll go into a confident mood.